I think one of the biggest differences I've noticed is how fresh we are in camp, how limited the injuries have been, whether it's the strains and pulls. I think our strength staff has done a great job. I don't believe we've had a pulled hamstring, any of those kind of injuries that are keeping players out. We've been able to stay fresh for the fall camp, and guys are getting a lot of reps. And that's providing for a lot of competition when that happens. And when that happens, you're getting better as a team. So I've been real pleased with the effort that's been given out there. They know when to pull off, and then when we got to crank it up. And that's one of the biggest difference I think I can see as a newcomer coming in that haven't been used to. Sometimes I've been into camps where the stress of the camp and how much you're running, and it really pays a toll, and you see the guys wear down. So far in this camp, I think we've kept our legs under us for the most part.
How about Lynchburg? What drew you here and to Liberty, and how's the experience been so far?
Well, I really am thrilled to be here and being able to work for Coach Freeze, and he when he reached out to me and wanted me to come up and interview. I was very excited and got more excited about it once I got up here and saw the place firsthand. You hear a lot of good things about it, but until you've witnessed it in person, it really is quite an impressive place. We got wonderful kids here that are competing and giving it their all and making a program, making a name for the program. So it's been exciting. Families adjusting. We're in school now, going to real classes and all that. So it's been a good transition.
All right, we'll take some questions, starting with John.
Hey, Coach. Nice to talk to you finally and see your face, I guess. Coming in, I guess this is the third straight year Liberty's had a new or different safeties coach, or really fourth straight if you go back to the previous staff. But having a guy like Javon Scruggs, a veteran, a leader, a guy that's been around the block and played a lot of snaps at your position, how much does having a guy like that help you in that acclimation and in your room as far as having a leader like that?
Well, he's a tremendous football player, and not only from an athletic standpoint, but with his knowledge, like you were talking about. He's played a lot of reps already. He's maybe as good at processing things that an offense does and able to adjust quicker than anybody I've ever coached in my career. So, I've been able to lean on him on some things that I'm unsure as a newcomer as well. He's the leader of the group. He knows what he's doing. He can play multiple positions. He's the quarterback of the defense. I guess the biggest thing, and I don't want to downplay his athletic ability because he is a good athlete, but he processes things so quickly. It's not unusual for someone to be able to do that if you're not a coach, and he is a player coach out there. He's been fantastic, and I think that leadership that he provides is showing these younger guys how they have to work to keep up with the game.
Damien.
And Jack, when you look at a guy like Cedric Stone, who's been in the system for a year plus now, he seems to have been picked up on things quickly and seems to shorten up that free safety position.
He does. He's another fantastic addition that came in last year as a transfer student, and has really picked up the defense well. I think he probably didn't start a game or two last year, but he's played a lot of snaps now. He's a leader back there as well. He brings a lot to the table. A great athlete, great cover skills, very, very smart as well. The IQ of the secondary with, we're an older group back there. It's made my job a lot easier. They communicate well, talking to other players and what's going on, and Cedric does the same thing. He missed most of the spring, so I didn't get the chance to watch him play. He had a pull that he was dealing with and only practiced once or twice during the whole spring. So this has been my first opportunity to really watch him throughout camp. He's in tremendous shape. He's down a little bit in his weight and playing faster and moving better. So he's another guy that's going to be able to provide depth. He can play more than one position as well. So he's been a pleasure to coach.
Back to John.
You obviously, I'm sure took plenty of time to watch film of your team and your players. Probably back when you first were hired, and I'm sure talking to Coach Simons and Freeze and the other coaches to get an idea of who they were and what they could bring. But is there a guy that maybe has surprised you in your group as far as what he's been able to bring to your team that, maybe you weren't expecting that maybe this early or whatever the case may be?
Well, I don't know if there's one guy. The room has got high expectations. They did such a tremendous job last year, not only from the success of winning games, but playing very well, third down defense, playing well without giving up the explosive plays. And so you got to give credit to where those guys, what they were taught last year and what they were able to become as a whole secondary. I guess that there's one guy that wasn't here last year that is coming in, is going to be able to see plenty of playing time, is Rocket Rahimi. He's transferred out of a junior college in California. Tremendous athlete as well, very physical, a great drop-down safety, can play in the box and tackle well, very physical, closes. He's got a huge upside. And the only thing he's lacking is a lot of playing time. And so I think we're going to be able to roll some guys in our depth throughout the season. I think we'll be able to keep people fresher throughout the season, not playing as many reps. I don't think Scruggs is going to have to play every rep, 80, 85 reps. He's going to be able to, share some of those reps with some of the younger guys. And I think that's going to make us a better team overall.
Being someone that has the experience of being a defensive coordinator, how much does that help you in this position, and then also with your communication with Coach Simons?
Well, the hardest thing is struggling is I've been a coordinator, a long time, and then having to learn new terminology and to figure out what it is and not make the mistake of reverting back to what I've called in the past. But tried very hard. They got a great system here, and Coach Simon has done a fantastic job. These guys play hard. He's captured their hearts, and they believe in the scheme. They believe in the team, and so those things are extremely important. And what I've found out is in coaching football, you never get there. You never know it all. You're always learning, and it's a journey, and there's always different ways to do things. And so as I've gotten here, I've picked up a lot of new things that I would carry on to another place if I ever have an opportunity to. I mean, there's some really, really good things that we're doing, and so that's been a lot of fun learning. And, sometimes they pick my brain and I can throw out something, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, if it fits into the system. So it's been a great relationship with the whole defensive staff. Not a lot of egos in there. They're able to try to put the team first and whatever we need to do to win ball games.
Are there any similarities in this defense and what you guys ran at Tulane? I
think so. We're, we probably were just a little bit more of a man team, and then we're a little bit more of a cover 3 team. But, you're still wanting high safety. It's still a lot of the same run fits and all that sort of thing. So it's not a huge difference. Like I said, probably my biggest is learning all new terminology. It's been 21, 22 years of doing this, my terminology, and now having to learn it. And I'm kind of old to be learning new tricks.
Let's go to Damian next.
Jacko, one of the players that's really stood out to me at the time I've had to practice is Quintinece, a guy who last year got some significant reps at nickel back on third down situations, and he seems to be playing really well there at free safety in terms of his speed and ability to recognize plays. Is that someone that you were really excited to get into the safety room and work with him at various positions? I
am, and you got a really good eye for talent. He's going to be a big-time player, another young guy. And so we got some older guys, Cedric and Scruggs, and that have played a little bit. And then you got some young guys that are as talented from an athletic standpoint, or maybe more so, and they have to have the playing time to become a whole player. Quintin is a guy that played 2 positions. Last year he was playing corner and some nickel. Now he's playing some nickel and strong safety. And I think that's huge for our team because you're building depth when they can play more than one position. You get someone hurt, you can put the next best guy in, not necessarily the next on the depth chart. And Quintin is he's a smart guy as well, and his ceiling is extremely high. can't wait to see how much better he can improve. His work ethic is a lot like Scruggs. I mean, he's out there every day. You almost have to tell him to not on those days off to say, man, you need to chill out and get some rest and recover. He loves to work. He loves to play football.
Have you coached a guy as fast as Skylar Thomas?
I tell you, he is fast. Maybe at some point in time I have. He not only is he fast, when he gets there, he can be really a physical player, and he loves contact, and he's kind of unusual for a smaller guy, that can play that big, and we can blitz him, and he's tough and physical in there. He gets there fast, like you said. Again, he's anxious to watch him play in some game situations, and we're getting closer and closer, just a week and a half out. We'll be able to see what these guys can do when it's for real.
Last one from me. What have you seen from Javon Treadwell in camp?
Another guy that's played a lot of football. I think he started every ball game last year, knows what he's doing. What I see, I'll say this for that position in the secondary is the amount of depth that we have and the competition that's in that. No one feels real comfortable that they got a starting position. So when you go out there to practice every day, I mean, they bring it, and they're giving their best because they know if they don't, the depth chart changes and different people can play and have the opportunities to start. So I think, we were talking this morning, about how do we improve as a team, how do we get there. I think we're listening to the other coaches. They say we're better than what we were last year, okay? And it's how to improve to get past where you were last year. It gets tougher the better you get. Those gains get smaller and smaller, but you got to go out there every day and do something just a little bit more than you did last year, a little bit more extra to get better, and those small gains will make you a better defense. And Coach Free spoke on that this morning. I thought did a tremendous job, and that's what we were able to do in the secondary, and it's because of the amount of talent that we have back there with numerous players being able to play.